Today, what I wanted to break down is the laziest way to go out there and make money online as a complete beginner in 2025, ideally $100 a day or more. Now, am I saying this is a magic pill? No. Am I saying it's a get-rich-quick scheme? No. But am I saying that this is a simple system that's proven to work for over 2,000 of my clients that you can use starting today to get started making money? Yeah. Assuming you're willing to put in the work, put in the time, and see the process through, this is accessible to anybody who's just willing to put in a bit of effort. Now, before we go into the way that we're going to do this, it's important to make sure that you're aware of a few key points. Number one, if you're brand new to making money online, I've been doing this since 2018. And so I've had a lot of experience, done a lot of things really well, other things not so well. But what I've learned is when you're starting out, there is a million one different voices in your ear, mine included, that are telling you should do it this way, you should do it that way, you should try this, you should do this, you should do that. The bottom line is, if you're brand new and you're starting out, unless you've got a million hours a day, in that case, yeah, I'm sure, try a couple of things. I'm a big believer in the man who chases 2 rabbits catches none. You see, if you're trying to build a dropshipping business and a social media marketing business and an OnlyFans management business, well, there's only so many hours in a day. And so all that means is you're spending less time on each of those, which means no substantial work's being done. So if you're brand new, you want to make sure that whether it's this model or another model out there, you focus on one and you focus on doing that one very well. And number 2, you want to make sure that you're picking a business model that makes sense to where you're at right now in your journey. The reason why we teach the Ecom Boss system, which I'm about to cover in a second, to our members and to our clients and to our viewers is because it is designed for people who are brand new just like you. This channel is not for people who want to build $1 million a month e-commerce brand with private label and a bunch of other moving parts. No, this is for beginners who want to get started on their journey. This is beginner friendly. And so when we created this model, there was a couple of things we took into consideration. Number 1, you don't have all the time in the world. Number 2, you don't have all the skills in the world just yet because you're brand new. And number 3, you only have so much capital available. You don't have $100 million to invest into ads and testing and brands and people and staff and all this kind of stuff. No, you've probably got a little bit of money saved up, you've got a good job, but ultimately you want to dedicate a small amount of time that you do have into building the right kind of business. And that's what this is all about. So if that's you and that's sort of where you're at right now, this is a better model than say something like remote sales or building some big social media marketing agency because a lot more complicated, takes a lot more time and attention, and a lot more skills. So whatever business model you do pick, make sure it's something that suits your schedule, your time, what you can afford to put in, whether it's time, whether it's money. You gotta make sure you're picking the right vehicle. Because something I see happen all the time to beginners is they pick a model that is completely at odds with what they're at. It requires a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of effort when they don't have any of that stuff. You wanna make sure it makes sense for where you're at. Now let's dive into what we're going to be doing together. You see, we use something called the Ecom Boss system, which is a very special, unique way of doing dropshipping. Now, if you're not familiar with what dropshipping is at this stage, are you living under a rock? What are you doing? But dropshipping is purely making money, selling physical products online, on the interwebs, on stores, or on social media platforms. But instead of having all the products that you've already paid for in a warehouse, in some building, in your bedroom, in your second bedroom, in your basement, in your garage, instead of taking on that risk of paying for those products up front, we dropship them, which means we put the product online first, so we don't own it yet, we haven't paid for it. And then once the customer pays us, we take a small amount of what they paid us, and then we give that to a supplier who manufactures, packages up, and ships out the product for us, and then we get to pocket the profit. So for example, let's just say we find a product that's banging, that's making sales, we know it's a winning product, and we find a supplier who can get it to us for a wholesale price. Let's just say $10. Well, we go out there and we list the product for say $30 online. We make a sale, $30 comes into our pocket, and out of that $30, which is awesome, we take $10, give it to the supplier, they ship the product out to the customer, and we get to keep the remaining 20 profit. That's the basics of dropshipping. Now, the way that you do that, the way you get customers, there's a million one different ways, there's better ones, there's worse ones. What we're covering in this video is the easiest way, the simplest way, and the laziest way to go out there and do it effectively, and that's what we teach at Ecom Boss. So, how do we do it? Well, the first thing we need to do is we need to find products that are gonna sell. Now, there's a million and one different videos on my channel here. If you look at winning products, James Conti, winning products, Ecom Boss, you look it up, you go to the channel, you'll see a bunch of videos on exactly how to find products that are winning products that are gonna sell. We look at our criteria, we research them on AliExpress, Instagram, TikTok, we find a list of products that could sell, and then we go out there and we make listings. And making a listing is as simple as putting a product up on a platform that people shop on. So for example, that could be Facebook Marketplace, which is a massive one for us and our clients. It could also be eBay, it could also be Etsy. Why do we use those platforms, not building our own website? Well, I don't want to be lazy. I don't want to have to build my own store and spend months and months building it and then have to spend all this money begging people and trying to force my store down their throats just for them to come visit, not even know if they're going to want what I have to sell. Instead, we're going to put products that we know are going to sell because we've researched them, and we're putting them on platforms that are already shopping apps that have done all the advertising for us. You don't have to be told, hey, you should check out Facebook. You don't have to be told, hey, you should check out eBay, because that was already done 15, 20 years ago. The advertising's already been done. The user's already there. They're buying on there every single day. They trust the platform. They love the platform. They've got their credit cards ready to buy things that they find interesting. And so we put products up there that we know are going to sell, on a platform where things sell every single day, you can see where the sales start to come in. And the cool thing is, it's pretty laid back. It can be pretty lazy. What you're doing is you're finding products and you're researching them on your Reels and your Instagram and your TikTok, and you're finding suppliers. You've got that list, you put them up on there, and then the platform and the algorithm does the work for you. We're not having to come up with some crazy advertising strategy. We make these crazy ads and then we have to do all the targeting, the ad account to try to find the right people. No, what we're doing is put it up there, and then the algorithm sorts the product to the customers who are most likely to be interested in them. So for example, when I go to eBay, when I go to Facebook Marketplace, I see a lot of stuff around Batman and cartoons and action figures and Lego. Why? It's because I'm a geek. I love this kind of stuff. And so when I open that stuff, the algorithm knows James is interested in Batman and superheroes and stuff like that, because I'm a big nerd at heart. And so that's what I get, among other things, fed to me on my feed. It's like the algorithm. My Reels feed on my TikTok feed is very different than yours, because it knows what we're interested in. And your eBay feed and your Facebook Marketplace feed is gonna look different as well, because we have different interests. Now, the reason why this is great on a lazy level is because we just put products up, and then the algorithm sorts it out to people who will be interested in that product. They bring the people to the platform, and then they sort our products out to people who would find it most relevant and interesting to them. So even the distribution side, it's just done for you. That's what's so cool. And then when somebody makes a purchase from you, they message you on Facebook Marketplace, go, hey, I want it. You tell them the price, you get the details, and you ship it off to them. You get paid first, and then the third step is gonna be filling through a supplier. Once you got the details of the order, the customer, what they want, and what they paid, you then get the supplier amount, you pay that to the supplier, you send the supplier the customer details, they ship the product off, and then you get to keep all of the profit that was left over. And then we rinse and repeat. Now, why is that so good? Well, we're working smart, not working hard. We're not doing complex things, we're not taking on a ton of risk. We're sitting there, putting products up, making sales, being the middleman, and then we get to pocket the profit. You're not freaking out trying to build a store that's not coming together. You're not freaking out spending money on ads and not getting anything in return. You're just kicking back, pressing a couple of buttons and making great money. Now, of course, if you want to take it further and do more advanced stuff and scale up, there are some more advanced strategies. And down the line, once you've got products that are making you money, absolutely, then take them and turn them into a Shopify store. Start running ads, because it's a safe bet. You know it's selling, you know who's buying it, you got all the information because you've already done it. You can reinvest a little bit of that profit into running those ads and get that store up and running. That is amazing. But if you're a beginner, you're under $100 a day, you want to do it the lazy way, you want to kind of do it the smart way as well, the Ecom Boss system is the best way to do it. There's a ton of videos here on my channel going into each of these steps in a bit more detail. There's also a free training video below. You can also book in a call with myself, my team members, to go deeper on it all and see how we can help you. But ultimately, if you're looking for the right business model, if you're brand new, you're looking to get started, you've got a limited amount of time, limited amount of capital, but you want to make this thing work, the Ecom Boss system is your best friend. But for now, hope you enjoy, and I'll see you in the next video.